here for Tycoon Harry to settle. They're off, they're racing, and it had missed the start. Tycoon Harry out of consent. Mrs. Kangaroo jumped very quickly. Now Tycoon Harry bursting between these two horses, rushes to the lead. Tycoon Harry, after being slow to step, found its way to the top, leads the way from the favourite Art of Consent. Third, Mrs. Kangaroo. Fourth, Foxy Sun, Eye Opener getting right back and settling down last, If I Didn't Have a Dime. At the 500 mark, they come to the turn, and it's Tycoon Harry. Pace to burn after being a little sluggish away. Leads Art of Consent 2 lengths further back, Mrs. Kangaroo. Foxy Sun running fourth, back near the inside Eye Opener, and the widest of them is If I Didn't Have a Dime. By the 300 now, and Art of Consent on the outside of Tycoon Harry. Got the head in front. If I Didn't Have a Dime's running on strongly down the outskirts. Tycoon Harry's come back. Tycoon Harry, Art of Consent, and on the inside, Tycoon Harry still got its head in front. Art of Consent, If I Didn't Have a Dime. This is a great finish. They went to it, nothing in it. If I Didn't Have a Dime, Art of Consent, they're close up with Tycoon Harry. Three-way go behind the Mrs. Kangaroo fourth, followed then by Eye Opener and Foxy Sun last in. Well, Tycoon Harry came back. Art of Consent got its head back in front, but If I Didn't Have a Dime dived at it to make it awfully close. Very, very close between these two. It's Art of Consent and If I Didn't Have a Dime. And the judge looks at the photo. Nothing at all between them at the finish. If I Didn't Have a Dime, Jason Whiting, Art of Consent, Matty Derrick. And if it's got up here, If I Didn't Have a Dime for the Lou Luciani stable, it's come from last to get there over the favourite. But there are no numbers up currently between these two. Art of Consent by Pro Art, If I Didn't Have a Dime by Alfred Nobel. Art of Consent took a long time to get past Tycoon Harry, who was on the back foot as the starter released the field, then burned through, went to the lead. Art of Consent sitting up there and really just didn't quite put it away until the absolute last couple of bounds, and then If I Didn't Have a Dime lunged at them the widest. They've gone to it. The judge still having a very, very intense look at this result, and it could be a dead heat between Art of Consent and If I Didn't Have a Dime, with Tycoon Harry back there third. So it looks as though it's a dead heat. Dead heat. They can't split them. Can't split either Art of Consent or If I Didn't Have a Dime. After the running of race number 2, Art of Consent for Rapid Equine, Neil Irvine by Pro Art, out of By Mutual Consent, trained by Sean and Jake Casey. Madison Derrick shares the victory with If I Didn't Have a Dime by Alfred Nobel from My Lady Fair, Lou Luciani, Jason Whiting, owned by Lou, and third home Tycoon Harry by Harry Angel from Donna Dingles, Jimmy Taylor, Jason Brown, combining for Tina Lois Taylor, PD, Jay Johnson, P. Sumich, Zed Sumich and Laurie Sumich as well, and fourth number 6 Mrs. Kangaroo. The interim numbers are 2, 3, 1, 6, a dead heat declared, a short neck second and third, 58.77 the time, 34.20 the last 600. As we head downstairs and catch up now with Lockie in the yard as these two dead heaters make their way back after the running of race number 2. Dancing Devil comes out of the third lock at 10 minutes after 4 o'clock as we head down now into the winner's enclosure, and they're sharing the spoils after race 2.
Thanks, Darren. Always a weird feeling down in the mounting yard when there's a dead heat. I'll catch up with both sets of connections in a moment. Jake Casey joins me now. Jake, Art of Consent, she won her maiden, I guess, through interesting circumstances when there was just a disqualification, and now she's finally got her head first past the post and it's actually a dead heat. How's that feel?
Yeah, she's not having much luck in that department, but yeah, it's still better than running second, so no, very happy.
What did you make of the run today? She settled outside the leader. It took her a long way to get there, but eventually she was strong at the end of the 1,000.
Yeah, it was good. It was sort of planning to be outside the leader, the way it looked, and yeah, it was a long straight the way it was running, but I was very happy with her.
Well done.
No, thank you.
There's Jake Casey, and I'll catch up with Lou Luciani in a moment. He's just having a chat to Jason Whiting as we speak, and then Lou makes his way towards me now, so I'll catch up for a word. Lou, dead heat. you've been around for a long time. It's always a little bit of an interesting feeling in the mounting yard, but it's better than running third.
Yeah, absolutely. I had no idea on the line, and usually I can sort of pick them. So I guess I came down here expecting to run second and hoping I'd won, but we've done both.
What did you make of the win itself? She was back in the run, but made a nice finish late.
Yeah, we sort of always planned to ride her a bit colder with so much speed on, and from her barrier. Fishy just said, drawing a barrier, she'd probably get that bit softer and lands, uses the speed a bit more and may have won, but who knows, may have run third.
Well done.
Thank you.
There's Luciani and also Jake Casey after the respective wins of Art of Consent and If I Didn't Have a Dime. Scott?
Well, Jason Whiting's just weighed in and he'll come back, and then Maddie Derrick can weigh in and we'll get her to come back. So we may as well get a word from both jockeys as well. Fishy, small field, but she certainly hit the line powerfully. And first up, she didn't get a lot of luck.
Yeah, that's right. Great effort. I would have probably liked to been a spot closer in front of the one I was following, but all credit to the little girl. She tried her guts out, and yeah, half a win's better than getting beat.
Love a try, well done.
Cheers, thanks, sorry.
There's Jason Whiting, quick word from him, and then we'll get a quick word from Maddie Derrick too, because she shares that dead heat victory. And of course, with dead heat, Lockie, it means there's a couple of short divvies there. $1.20 about the winner, with the dead heat rules applying here. $7 for Louis Luciani, half of 14, easy maths. Here's Maddie Derrick. Maddie, halfway up the straight, the leader gave a good kick, but she's just tough.
Yeah, she is, and I don't think the 1000's really her go. I think she probably does want the 1100 or 1200 just so she can settle and work through her own rhythm. But, you know, she's tough to the line. For a second there, I thought I wasn't going to pick up the leader. So she's done well to reel in the leader and hold on for a dead heat.
Pretty hard to tell, I suppose, when the rail's out 11 metres as well, whether you got your head down or not.
Yeah, definitely. I thought that, you know, the other one was coming quite quickly. I thought, oh, we're going to have to be lucky. But